Today's exercise class is focusing mostly on a series of plank exercises from a variety of angles to really work the shoulder muscles, abdominal and back muscles, and to a degree the leg muscles. There's a lot of good weight bearing on the upper body for keeping our bones strong in the upper body as well. We'll prepare with a few basic warm-ups. Let's start with some nice cat backs, cat cows from yoga, where we take the spine from flexion, where you tuck the pelvis under and round your body, bring the chin towards the chest, and then to extension. Let the pelvis tilt the other way, let the head come up, and just at your own timing begin to roll through this nice cat-type position. These are basic yoga moves, and then the cow position is where you're more extended, looking forwards. The pelvis is moving, the head is moving. Take nice full breaths here. Feel out how it is on your wrists today. Planks can be done from forearms. So when we are in a plank option, at some point during the class, you can do it from the forearms. It'll be a requirement at times, but if you find your wrists are too sore at times, or one is, then feel free to drop to the forearm. Nice breathing out to flex. Can even sit back slightly here. And then more forwards, begin to extend, and same thing, sit back. Okay, just bring those knees in, and just for a moment, see how low you can sit down. Bit of a test for ankle, knee and hip flexibility. Allow the head to drop down. Take a couple of breaths here. Okay, and roll through your spine. Let's rise up. So we are weight bearing and building the arm joints as well as the muscles here. So let's just give the wrists a little squeeze there from different angles. Just moving the hand around gently, preparing the wrist for the weight bearing. A little squeeze there. A little movement at the wrist, perhaps even some shaking out. Okay, good. So we'll start with a 3/4 plank. We're going to come forwards onto the hands. Legs might come up. And watch out for overextending the back or overflexing. Find what feels a nice midpoint. And watch the head dropping too low or looking up too high. Looking to find that mid position with the neck aligned with the spine. Now let's begin to breathe here. And weight shift. Now, as soon as you're leaning forwards and starting to put some pressure on your upper body, your abdominal muscles begin to naturally engage. It's not required to pull your abdominal muscles in. That can actually tighten your back and reduce your efficiency here. So keep the abdominal muscles in length. You're not sloppy at the abdominal muscles. You're not collapsing into your body. You're pushing the ground away, and you're keeping that sense of nice support and tone. Breathing, subtle movement, left to right, forward and back. Let's take a short rest about here. Bring the hands in, roll up, relax those wrists in between. Going to keep adding layers to the intensity. If you want to come back to the more basic plank at any time, feel free to. Otherwise, let's prop up 1, 2, 3, 4 contact points. Knees are off the ground. And again, watch out for being idle here and sinking down. Engage the ground. Push down. Feel a nice sense of power in the upper body. Nice strength there. Elbows are not locked out. There's a juiciness at the elbows. A little give there. Let's breathe and do the same thing of subtle movement. Tempting to let the head drop down. Just find that neutral position. I'm looking just in front of the hands. Really nice is to close the eyes though and feel the movement. If you feel you start to lose technique and you're sinking too low, that's when you might need the kneeling version. So you can keep your back in that more neutral position. Not flexed, not overly extended, just with the natural subtle curves. Every now and then, you're going to need a breather. Just take short rests. Leave it up to you. You might go longer before resting. You might rest before these demonstrations. But allow a challenge to come in. Going to alternate from a straight arm plank to a forearm plank by weight shifting and lowering. Hands come forward slightly. Now I'm on the forearms, bit of time here. And now push down into both hands to work up. So weight shifting, one forward, other forwards. You can vary which hand comes back first. I'll show you this from front on, so you can see the weight shifting. If I do this too linear and too square, it's quite a jam on the wrists. If you move side to side and keep it more flowing, it becomes more of a circular motion, much more flowing. You can pause in each shape for a bit of time here, taking a breath, moving. I'm exaggerating a bit with the side play, but careful not to be too straight. If you're feeling pretty confident with your planks and ability to do push-ups today, it's a full plank, knees come off the ground. And we're pushing to rise and pausing and subtly moving there. And then when you're ready, weight shift, lower one arm, lower the other. Pause in that full forearm plank. Your knees could be down. Breathing nicely. When you're ready to come back, weight shift. I've got two hands to push into in order to return. Adjust. Nice breathing. Nothing too fast about this. Smooth transitions. Let's work these arm muscles. Let's put pressure and weight bearing into the shoulders to keep the bones strong. Let's challenge your back and abdominal muscles by maintaining a good plank technique. A few more seconds. You might be kneeling this whole time or some of the time. If you can maintain a full plank, go for it. But if you start to lose technique or becomes a real struggle, you know that that's time to rest. Keep good form, allow a good challenge. When you're ready to rest, take it. If you're newer to planks, this is mild fatigue. If you're quite conditioned with planks, this is a stronger fatigue. Okay, good. Let's now move on to a set of side planks. We'll start with the kneeling version and then build up to the option of a full side plank. This is really good for flexibility, weight bearing the shoulder under different angles and putting a lot of stretch and tone in the front here. So we'll come forwards again here, place the hands down. I'm going to bring one knee to the center, bringing my left knee in this case. Right leg's going off the mat. And gently roll to a nice side stretch. Let the arm relax down, let the head relax down, and pause for a moment. Take a breath here. And release slowly. We'll change over so that knee comes towards the center, foot just off the mat, other foot well off. Roll to the side. Let the arm relax down, let the head relax down. So you're not trying to stiffen the body up here. Let that relax. The whole left side, the whole front of the leg and abdomen is in a nice stretch right up to the armpit there. Release down. And a nice smooth transition. I'm pushing the ground away. If you need to drop to the forearm because of this wrist, you can adjust. This foot's pushing down, the knees down, the palms down. You can even start to roll to look up a bit. This does depend on the flexibility of your shoulder, how far back you can go and how far you can extend. So it's fine to be a bit more forwards. If you can begin to roll, to look up more, feel free to add that option. Nice breathing. Continue. If you're up for the full plank, full side plank, prop up, bring in one foot towards the center, other foot goes over as before, and we end up in the same sort of upper body position, turning to the side or even rolling over. And then it's a really nice stretch. I'm slightly dynamic here. Knees are bending and straightening. A few seconds. If you can transition without the knees going down, try to. If you need to rest your knees in between, that is an option. On the other side here, slightly looking upwards, stretching, little give at the knees, weight bearing on that wrist under different angles. A little bit of subtle movement there. Nice smooth transition. So you can extend through those fingers and look up more. More stretch for that right side, power through the left side. Smoothly transitioning, side bend even, rolling over slightly. Move around. I'm putting pressure on the wrist in different angles to strengthen the wrist and to keep it flowing. Okay, continue. You might do another one there. Remember, the kneeling version is more about the stretch and it's less weight bearing, less about the strength. Breathe and keep it subtly dynamic. And release back center about there. If you're still going, this is fine. Take your time. You can pause the video if you need to do an extra one or two. You can sit back for a moment. Relax the spine into flexion. Okay, great. So to a forearm plank, last part of this plank series. I'm going to drop to knees are fine. Feel how this is for a kneeling plank. The challenge with the leg lifts, however, is to push up into a full plank and then reconnect with the ground to float one leg up. Couple of seconds, soften slightly, push down to float the other leg up. This is more advanced. You can do it from a kneeling version. The leg that's up, that same arm is quite weighted. So when the left leg is up, the left elbow, left forearm is quite weighted. If you can, it's a full plank. Occasionally lifting up, extending, little calf lift and working the left foot here, changing, careful of sinking down, or careful of lifting your bum up too high. Good way of cheating. It'd be better to do the kneeling version instead. When you're looking for a rest, either sit back or lie flat down briefly. There's another layer to that exercise where we can take the kneeling or full plank, take the leg lift, and then slide and reach opposite side. This is pretty strong now. If you can, you transition without dropping the knees. And repeat. If you're doing the kneeling version, this is fine. Get a good stretch. You still get a good challenge. Shoulder strength, back and abdominal muscles working, lengthening through the leg. When you're ready to release, get your appropriate challenge for today. Slowly sit back. Remember to breathe as you're exercising and as you're resting. Keep the breath flowing. Okay, good. Let's take a moment here to do a little bit of light warming down. We're going to do a little flexion extension of the spine while stretching our leg muscles at the same time. Let's take one leg forwards and just feel the body lean forwards, rest onto the leg. You can keep that right knee, that back knee pushing down as you lengthen the front of your body up. And breathe here. I'm going to push into that left foot to sit back slightly and just lean slightly down. Feel a stretch in the hamstrings. You can even add a little flexion of the spine just to relax here. Come forwards. That back knee connects down, relax the arms there. A sense of lengthening the front of the body, looking up, easy shoulders. Push into that lead heel, my left heel is pushing down here. Take the body back. I'm already feeling a little bit of a stretch in the back of the leg. You can keep a more neutral back there, lengthening. You can also just soften the back, even bend the knees slightly as you're relaxing the spine. Just change over. Now the leg comes forwards, begin to lean in. You can rest your forearms onto your just above the knee area there. That rear knee is pushing down. Even this front foot is pushing, not collapsing into the stretch. I'm keeping it a dynamic stretch. I'm engaging the ground, pushing that foot down, beginning to take the sit bone back. This leg starts to lengthen. Breathe here. You can soften the stretch a bit, relax the knee, around the spine. Start to come forwards. That back knee connects, forearm is there. Front foot's pushing down. You can let the chest and chin rise and breathe here. Stretching the front of the body and pushing into that lead heel. Nice breathing. Take the buttock, the sit bone here back. Foot can be down or up. And then relax the stretch slightly and sink down. And then return back. You can do this spinal release here from kneeling or from seated, or even from a more high kneeling position. Just allow your pelvis to roll back and round your spine and exhale, flexion, and then come forwards with the pelvis and begin to extend a little push down into the hands and extension, inhale. And then just relax your lower back and find a middle point. And then repeat, feel your pelvis roll back, abdomen relax, shoulders relax. Head can drop down, round your back. Come forwards, little push down into the shins, into the hands. If you're higher up, that's fine. You can just work from here to extend and then center. Okay, good. So there's a nice series of plank exercises. Keeping these muscles strong, keeping the back strong, empowering, weight bearing, and keeping shoulder muscles strong. We'll see you at another class soon. Bye for now.